Hello everybody, welcome to this week's update video. And as you can tell, it's actually been 1 week since the last update. That's because I actually do have some genuine update news to go through. Thank you for joining me. If you're new here, the way this works is I'm an Inkscape developer. I develop features and fixes for everyday Inkscape users, thanks to the sponsors, you guys, who pay me to work on Inkscape. Basically, I'm an independent contractor. I could get a job working for some company doing relevant, boring work. But instead, I want to actually provide my services to the community, i.e. to you guys. And it's through your ability to fund my work that I can spend time doing the things that you need done. So for the past year and a half, almost 2 years perhaps, I've been working on CMYK. See all of my previous videos. And it's time to talk about step 26 out of 57. This is a very large process, but we're getting somewhere. We actually are achieving goals, and in this particular case, I've managed to produce all of the filters necessary to do CMYK and any other interpolations with data access and SVG compliant filtering. With floating point precision rather than integer precision, with multiple Kairos surfaces instead of just one, and with an absolute brace of unit testing instead of just relying on users to find problems. So that merge request is actually put together now. I'm waiting for code review. Inkscape has been particularly quiet this summer. It kind of worries me a little bit in that there are fewer people, especially fewer senior people, who seem to be available to both do merge requests and also involve themselves in the Inkscape project as a whole. It's always difficult with a mostly volunteer project. I am one of the few individuals who is paid to work on Inkscape. So this process has been a struggle because I actually depend upon other people's contributions in order to get my work into Inkscape safely. By which I mean it's been checked, right? Some other human being has actually looked at it and said that I'm not insane. It's always good to double check your work, especially when you're trying to do engineering that will impact 10 million users in the future. So yeah, it's a little bit of a worry, but I also see some green shoots as well. There's some new developers who are definitely committing, fixing issues, getting involved. That's always good to see. It's always a balancing act between mentoring and reviewing other people's code, because I do need to try and grow Inkscape as a project. And that also is one of the I think the main issues I'm having with the Patreon project, the sponsorship program that I make these videos for, is that it's been pretty stable but not growing. One of the stretch goals that I originally had for this project was that I would essentially be able to get enough money to be able to hire other developers and designers and other people, and so, you know, maybe grow this as an actual business that can support Inkscape. But it's never been able to grow well enough. It's never been able to find enough Inkscape users who want to contribute to the financial health of the project and at least the commercial, like a commercial arm of the project. So it's at this point, it's a one-man show of me just trying to work on what is turning out to be a very, very large project on my own. Philip says that I need to actually ask more people for help, and I think he's right, that if I keep on trying to do this on my own, I'm going to really throw my back out. So I guess I really need your help, more help if you can, to spread the good news that I want to grow this as a project. I want Inkscape to be successful. I don't want to do this by myself. And for that, I need more funding. I need more people to step up. I need them to commit themselves to investing in Inkscape's development going forwards. And if you find yourself in that position, now is a great time. We're reaching the home stretch for the CMYK project. And I promise you, when that lands, people are going to be very, very excited. And you're going to be able to say that you were one of the people that actually funded that work. And obviously, if you can't afford it, then one of the things that you can do is share these videos. Do some social media work. You can go to places that I can't go to, places like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, if that's still a thing, and talk about Inkscape and talk about the work that I do by linking to my work and things like that. That's always a great help, because I believe the more people know about this work, the more people will be available to actually fund it. And that's, it's a key interpretation between what's known as the conversion. Okay, so that's enough begging, but truly, I do need help. I need help to be able to do more work faster, and this is taking me a long time. Okay, so what else has been going on in Inkscape? I have my color stuff merged. I have the filter engine and the data access stuff is solid and waiting for merge request. And next I'm going to be working on the actual what's known as the drawing surface elements. I'm going to be unitizing them so that they can be separated and put into unit tests. I already have a lot of code written for doing multiple surfaces that are necessary to do CMYK interpolations. Once that's done, I need to be able to do the drawing context stuff. I may or may not be able to unitize that. I hope I can, and we'll see how that goes. After that, I should be good to start doing testing on actual SVGs and bringing them in and cycling them through. And then after that, once we've actually got interpolations and rendering and stuff, assuming that all gets merged successfully, then I'll be able to actually work on user interface stuff. Because I really want to get back into doing user interface stuff. I miss it. I miss being able to do things that like users will actually see, and thinking about how users are interacting with the software. But we need to do stuff like how do you decide what color space the document is in? How do you decide whether it's a single color space or multiple ones? How do you do conversions if you're importing something that's in RGB and you want it to be in CMYK, or vice versa? What do we do about interpolations in HSL, things like that, all the considerations, and some user interface stuff when it comes to, like, if you have a single element that's in RGB, is it okay to keep that in RGB? It's certainly okay in PDF land, but like, is it okay in the user experience? I need to run some user experience workshops, some actual testing to make sure that users understand it, and that Inkscape is positioned in a way where we are teaching users what it is about color model support that will help them with their work. We want people to actually understand what it is that the color stuff is doing, not just doing it by rote. We don't believe that you should use a tool just because it's written down as an instruction manual. We believe that understanding really unleashes your creativity, and the software can help that. It can help with that by just making itself not only understandable innately, but also by providing instruction in context, right, in the right places, worded in the correct ways that make sense for that place. So yeah, that's the road that we're on. Once we have the user interface stuff done, then we're talking about solidifying it. We're talking about pushing out for testing. We're talking about starting the gears for the 1.5 release. There may be some issues with GTK that need to be fixed upstream. There may be some other things that need to happen with with Copy PDF and some font support and a bunch of other like little things that need to work and be fixed for that release. We may consider the 1.5 release to be a kind of like soft beta where we make the release. It's a real release and we've done our best to stabilize it. But because it's a new graphical because it's a new graphical framework, because it's got all of this new code in it, because it's got all of this new functionality in it, it would be great if we could call it a 2.0. But I suspect that what will happen is that it will be unstable a little bit, and so we'll put that as a warning that like we'll try and get it fixed up, but then what we may end up doing is doing 1.5.1 to get some fixed stuff done, and then we'll release 2.0 as like the 1.5.2. Essentially, basically, like we'll just do 2.0 as a bug fix of 1.5, if that makes sense. That way we can do a big announcement, we can do a big thing to say that, hey, we think that it's stable enough for everybody now, and we think it's good enough to use for the features that we've developed with the CMYK stuff, with the stuff that you've been paying for, and and therefore we will have success. And then I can move on to working on some of the other problems that people are also waiting for that are currently held in the queue. Most of these jobs that we do, the things that you request on Patreon, they usually take like a month or two. to do. But you guys have been with me for 2 years doing this single project, and that I appreciate that a lot. So, yeah, thank you for joining me for this update. If you have any questions about the process that we're on, if you have any suggestions or ideas, I'd love to hear them as well. And please do let me know if you decide to help with the social media stuff. I'd love to make sure I'm in the loop about how things are being talked about in other parts of the internet. And until next time, thank you very much.